law and all that. All right. Well, why don't we get right into it? If you received and read my email on Monday, I brought up a concept called First World Mom. Now, this is something that I believe that I coined a few years ago. There was something about this contradiction of having everything you could basically want in life and still not feeling happy, right? And I never had that before I became a parent, and so I thought, oh, okay, well, does this have something to do with parenting? And I've been a parent for like 11 and a half years now, and it's been stewing, percolating in there, in the works. And I wanted to share that concept with you kind of as a launch to my First World Mom video series. And that's what we're going to get into today. So, First World Mom. Let's just start right there. What's that even supposed to mean, right? So, let's start with First World. And I'm a word nerd, so I go to the dictionary and I look it up. And the first world, according to Wikipedia, in common usage, typically refers to the highly developed, industrialized nations that are often considered the westernized countries of the world. Okay, that's it. That's it for book talk. Please know that I'm talking socially here, not politically, the way that the terms First World, Second World, and Third World were originally created, Cold War and all that stuff. Socially, I think we're all pretty aware that we live in the First World, and that offers us a lot of opportunity. So in the First World, we've got freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom of religion. We have the ability to vote for the political leader of our choosing, whether we like them or not. We have that choice. We have stable and thriving economies, and we have generally healthy populations. And so I refer to all of that as the privilege of living in the First World. So how does that connect to First World Mom? So again, I believe that I coined this phrase when I was weighed down with the obligations of my privileged life. Let me say that again. The obligations of my privileged life were heavy on me. The obligations were things like what I thought a mom should be, and then add that to what I thought my husband thought a mom should be, plus what I thought my mom thought a mom should be, and then everything else that I saw other moms doing really well. Maybe I saw it in real life, maybe I saw it on social media. Then we're going to toss in some well-intentioned advice from friends and family. And then not to mention everything I had ever read in a book or a blog, because there are so many resources about parenting, right? And then we're going to top that all off with a big, hefty dose of postpartum depression. And what you've got there, my friends, is a recipe for disaster. And so how I handled that was I kept it all inside and I let it swirl in there. And the recurring thought that I was having was that I was lazy. Why couldn't I do everything I did before and do this mom thing? Like, honestly, what was the difference? A little more laundry, a little more food. I was already working from home. I was going to university at the time. Yeah, university in my 30s. And I was really upset with myself that I couldn't label myself an achiever anymore. And it was hard. I asked myself on a pretty regular basis, what's wrong with me? You know? From the age of 17, I had never worked less than 2 jobs at a time, and I felt like I had a really good handle on things. I had really great friends, really great family. I had really good jobs that I loved. And at those jobs, I had leaders that were willing to mentor me to any level that I was interested in going to. I was teaching fitness classes in the evening. I was managing the front end of a fitness center in the early mornings, 5:30 to 1:30. I loved reading. I still love reading. And I would read about all kinds of interesting things. I would try new things. And rarely, ever, was I getting puked on. And when it comes right down to it, that all those feelings, if we're going to summarize it into one line, that line is, well, other moms are doing it. And there it is. Also known as the kiss of death, comparison. Okay, so if you want to steal the joy out of anything that you're experiencing, you just start comparing yourself to someone else and what they're doing, because that'll suck the joy out of it faster than a Dyson vacuum. So I was sitting there and I began modeling a serious set of unrealistic expectations from all kinds of sources and a big old smooch from the kiss of death comparison, and I was suffering. And I did it silently. I felt very alone. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a flip side to every coin. And the other side of my coin had two really beautiful babies. And they were sweet, and they were perfect little bundles of everything that is good and honest in the world. And the giggles. Oh my gosh, the giggles. My friend Julie told me when my babies were really young and her first son was just a little bit older that as they grow, their giggle, their laugh kind of stays the same as they age. You know, that you'd be able to recognize it as they got older. And that's been true for me. And I still love every time that they giggle. Flip side of the coin again, getting pregnant was not difficult for me. A lot of people have difficulty getting pregnant. We decided we want to get pregnant, and we did, which was nice. In fact, we were talking about getting pregnant a second time because we weren't exactly spring chickens anymore. And we got pregnant while I was nursing my first child. So listen to your doctor, listen to your midwife when they tell you this can legitimately happen. Be careful if you don't want it to. I delivered my babies at home, which is a super first world mom thing to do. Well, if you live on the West Coast, anyway. My deliveries went well. I can look back on those deliveries now with a real sense of accomplishment, because it is damn hard work delivering a baby, no matter how that delivery happens, okay? So never tell yourself or let anyone else tell you that you are not a super rock star, okay? You grew a baby and then you brought it into the world alive. Rock star status indefinitely. All right. At that time, I also had a super supportive hubby, still do. I had a stepson who never got into or caused any trouble. He was 14 when my first child was born, right? Like if there's an age for kids to get in trouble, that's going to be it. But he didn't, right? Top it all off with the perfect dog, right? So we had this ideal little package of everything. And when you are fully aware of how good you have it and you're still dissatisfied or unhappy, that's the eye of the storm, the place where perfect meets unexplained unhappiness. Sometimes that'll last a short time, and sometimes it might seem like it'll never end. And in walks our good friend, mom guilt. Am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? And how do I compare to others? So let's just take a deep breath, okay? Never underestimate the importance of a big, deep breath. what I noticed was when I would share my honest moments about overwhelm with another mom, I didn't just get acknowledgement, I got complete validation about my feelings, because she would start explaining that she'd been there too, and I believed her because she was living it too, or had lived it. And she was easy to relate to. And that gave me the courage to continue talking the way that I had been talking to other moms. And I was really, really shocked to learn that every single mom that I talked to could relate in some way. Sorry, wait, what? It's not just me? Like, this is a really hard job. I'm not gonna be the same person that I was before I have kids. And I would have loved to know that first. I would have loved to have known that stuff before I had kids. And so that's why I promised myself that I would never lie, sugarcoat, or gloss over the hard parts of motherhood with a perspective or expectant mother ever again, because it's just not fair to romanticize it. It is hard, okay? It is the worst, best job in the entire world, okay? But everything changes. Everything changes. Okay, so let me reiterate. It's not shameful, stupid, selfish, petty, or lazy to feel like you just can't do it all, okay? So that's kind of the tip of this first world mom iceberg, right? I mean, from there we go into everything from like natural birth versus epidural versus C-section. We got co-sleeping, we got gentle parenting, we got everybody wins, bullying, cyberbullying, we got timeouts, team sports, sibling rivalry, social skills, sleepovers, play dates, movies, cell phones, social media, chores, private and public school, allowance, step children, step parents, blended families, friend groups, screen times. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop already. Right? It's a lot. Now, I'm not going to get into the depths of that entire list today, but in the course of my First World Mom video series, I'm going to come face to face with a lot of those. And what I didn't know during those really hard parts, oh God, sorry, those really hard years, the hard years, when my kids and my husband got the very worst of me, I was actually creating something really, really incredible. This is that something incredible. The business that I would start one day to help moms and women in this crazy, busy, media-driven, everything must be perfect society find some authenticity after they became parents. And that's what my business is all about. That's what these videos are all about. And I just, I would love it if you would be willing to share the links to my ramblings with anyone else that you think might find value in it. And I want to thank you so much for watching me and giving me your very most precious resource, your time. So until next time, let's be honest and kind, and I'll see you soon.